Financial Report Designer. The purpose of this presentation is to show you how you can use the Report Designer to modify the existing reports and create brand new reports. Report Designer enables you to create any type of financial report based on the client's chart of accounts, client record and various text templates, created with Assistance Letter Editor. The Report Designer can be activated from the Ledger's Navigator by double-clicking on the Report Designer link. Report Designer's screen has 5 functional areas. This area on the top left part of the screen is the report list. It lists all the available reports for the selected type of entity. Here you can also filter reports by other entity types by the drop-down list. The report list should be used to select the report for editing. The root branch in the report list represents the type of reports. The first level item represents the report name, and its sub-items are report sections. Those report sections comprise the master financial report. The order in the list can be changed by dragging and dropping the sections like this. The button panel on the top right part of the screen contains the collection of the buttons to perform operations on the selected report. The middle part of the Report Designer is the report container. This holds the objects which comprise the graphical layout of the report. The objects can be selected from the Objects palette on the button panel and dropped on the container like this. I'm selecting an object, which is a static label, and then clicking the container at the place I wish the label to be created. Then we can drag and drop this object to the other place, using so-called grabbers, which are dots around the object to change the size and shape of the object. When the object is selected, its properties can be managed in Object Inspector, which is located at the left bottom part of the screen. For example, you can enter the text of the label, or set a new font for the label. The bottom right part of the screen is a command list. Every command in the command list tells the report engine what to do. For example, this command tells the engine to print all the accounts available in the range from account to account. It also tells the engine to use the Accounts panel, which contains the appropriate objects for the command to execute properly. This is the Accounts panel. The name of the panel is displayed in the Object Inspector. This object is a report field or data field and has an account type name. Therefore, if any account exists in the range of 5100 to 5799, the account name will be displayed at the left side of the page for each of the accounts using the Arial font, size 10, and the length of the text will be limited by the size of this data field because in the properties we are not allowing it to stretch down or resize to fit the account name if it is too long. The report engine will execute commands one by one from the top to the bottom of the command list. Commands will tell the engine which data table and which records to use and which panels are to be printed. For every account in the given range, the engine will print the Accounts panel with all its objects. The height of the panel will define the line spacing in the report. When there is no more space left on the page, the report engine starts a new page and proceeds until it executes the last report command. The page header and page footer type of bands print once per page if there is at least one detail band to be printed. There is a number of command categories and parameters available here. For a full list, refer to the online help or the assistant manual. In this presentation, I will only show you the process of creating the report. In most cases, you will only modify reports to suit your needs. Therefore, we will show you how you can do that in the Report Designer. The first report in the Report Designer is the master report, which is read-only. You are not allowed to modify this as it is maintained by Assistant. What you have to do is clone the report and make modifications on the cloned copy. To do so, select the master report and click on the Clone button, or right click and select Clone Report. Change the name of the report, then select the report section you wish to modify. For the sake of this presentation, I'll change the font and colour of the caption in the header. I'll make the header red. To do this, I'll have to select the header object on the report container by clicking on it, and then modify its colour property in the Object Inspector. I'll change the sorting option for the expense accounts by changing this property in the command, which prints expense accounts. In order to test the report, we have to save it and click on the Print button. Select the modified report and click the OK button to preview it. As you can see, the report header is now red and the accounts are sorted by name. When we preview the report from the Report Designer, the accounts of the selected client in Assistant are being used. Let's try to create the new report section, an Annual General Meeting report. We can create the new report by cloning a similar report, such as the compilation report, and adjust it to print the correct template. However, this time I'll show you how to create the report section from scratch. I'll click on the New button to create a new report, type the name Annual General Meeting, and then drag and drop the report section to the desired position in the report. At the beginning, the report is blank. There are no objects on the container, and there are no commands in the command list. I will leave the portrait page orientation of the report, but will increase the left and top margins of the page. I will select and drop 3 bands, or panels, onto the report container. The top one will be the report header, the bottom the page footer, and the middle will be a detail band which will hold the text template object. I'll add the data field object on the page header to display the company name. I'll resize it and assign the appropriate font. I can do this by copying and pasting the same field from other reports. I'll show you how to do this by copying and pasting page number data fields for our footer. First, I'll open another report, and while holding the Control key on the keyboard, I'll select the objects I want to copy, and then click on the Copy button. Next, I'll return to my report, click on the footer band to select it, and then click on the Paste button to paste the objects I copied from the other report. Now I'll drop the data field component to the detail panel, which will be used to print the template. I'll resize the field to take the whole width of the page, and set the properties of the field to be document. I also have to allow this field to stretch, which will allow the report engine to change the height of the object if it is required to fit the data, in this case the text template. Now, in order to tell the engine which template to use for this report, we have to create a command. If I click on the New button in the command list window to start a command, select the type of command to be document, select the detail panel to be used for the document printing command, type the description as a reference indicating what the command does, and then select the file name from the templates. This file has been prepared earlier using the letter editor. The contents of the file can be viewed, but cannot be edited in the command. To edit or create a new template, you have to use the Maintain Notes to Accounts command in Assistant. I will allow the engine to run this command for every type of entity by checking all these checkboxes. We are now ready to print the report. click on the Print button on the button panel. Find the report in the list of reports, mark the report section, and then press the OK button to generate the report. As you can see, the report prints the company name on the page header, prints the page number at the bottom footer, and prints the contents of the annual general meeting template. It is very important to mention, it is possible to maintain specific templates for each of your clients. For example, if I return to Assistant and select New Client Notes to Financial Statement, then select the Annual General Meeting template, modify it by inserting some values in the template text and save it, the template will not be saved back to the Common Templates, but instead will be saved to the Clients folder. I'll close the editor and you can see the template is listed in the Clients folder under Other Documents. I can double click on this entry to bring the template into the editor for further editing. If I select Financial Reports again, print the Annual General Meeting report, the template from the Clients folder will be used. If I remove the template from the Clients folder and print the report again, the Common Template will be used. This concludes the Report Designer presentation. Thank you for your attention.